how do we avoid mistakes with the prop firm trading? And frankly, I put this in here because we had a very, I mean, fun for me, not so fun for Mike, experience with prop firm trading that I wanted to bring up here. But just to set context, Mike's been on his Twitter basically chronicling his experience with prop firm trading.
Mhm.
And so what was great for me is that like I had blown out my account 2 weeks ago. And then I just felt like very lonely because Mike is always more successful than I am. And so, I just
Don't
I've been
even start
watching.
with that, Tom.
And so, but I wanted you to give us a chance just to, since the thread is done right now, right? I guess you're going to start a new one.
Yeah, I'll
I'd like
start
to
a new
know
one. Yeah.
a postmortem on it.
hmm Yeah, sure. I think the big takeaway was it kind of wasn't surprising, right? Your risk parameters are really tight. And I think that this is a common complaint of people who do prop firm trading is that you really don't have a lot of room for error. And I made a pretty critical error on day 4. Just wasn't paying attention, had the NQ chart open, even though I had set out to only trade M and Q so that I could keep my control tight. I could scale in and out. I was only trading 2 to 3 contracts at a time. I end up opening a single NQ contract, put the take profit and stop loss on, wasn't even looking at the symbol on the chart, walked away, came back, and I hit my $1,000 daily loss limit. And I'm like, wait a minute, how did that happen? Oh my God, I'm trading the wrong symbol. So it was a really dumb mistake, and one that you get too comfortable in the charts sometimes. You're just not paying attention. I just opened the chart on the wrong symbol. So this time around, I want to try a little bit different of approach. Obviously, the ability to link it up to TradersPost is a really big deal. So now I've got the ability to kind of like set up an actual strategy, one that I know is on a little bit longer of a time horizon. And I'm gonna be trading 3 different less correlated symbols as well. So my aim is to actually trade the Euro futures, the gold, and then M and Q as well. And that diversification across those 3 assets and basically allowing all 3 to trade over a little bit longer of a time horizon, I think is going to help quite a bit, because then I'm trading a little bit differently than I think a lot of people will trade prop firm accounts. They tend to choose like one symbol and they're kind of in and out of trades, and I want to try it a little bit differently. So I'm kind of working on a strategy right now that stays within the confines of the rules, which are like you have to close everything out by 3:15, and you can reopen during the electronic hours, which gives you this kind of wide window to hold a position, but you still have to close and reopen every single day. So
you were trading it manually on the first attempt?
Yeah, just first attempt here. I wanted to try it on a discretionary basis, just sort of run through the experience of what it's like for a lot of prop firm traders. And I think obviously that one mistake made on day 4 was unrecoverable. There was just no room left to make any mistakes and to have any kind of drawdown.
So is the second attempt going to be automated?
The second attempt will be automated. Yeah, this will
That was my favorite part.
Did you blow up your first account on purpose just so you had good content? We'll go with that.
Shh, don't tell anybody that. No, that's not what happened.
I love the whole user error problem. I know we've talked about it several times as far as a benefit for automated trading, but you can just imagine how many times someone has done something like that for their account because they were manually trading and they didn't have an automated process.
Mhm.
The automated process sets you up in such a way that you have to check every link in this chain before you're executed. So by the time you run the real thing, you're not worried that this sort of thing will happen. You have other problems to deal with, but they're not those types of issues.
Right.
And it was such the look on your face when you talked about it this week of, had I just automated it with TradesPost, I would never have made this mistake.
I wouldn't have made the mistake of trading NQ. I know that.
I've always mentioned the PEBCAC. You ever heard that? I think I've mentioned it on the show, actually. It stands for problem exists between keyboard and chair. Yeah, when anyone ever is like, this isn't working, the thing's broken. No, PEBCAC.
Excellent. Well, I guess you'll start a new thread. Hopefully, I was really loving the one you had so far, and that one will in failure, but then the next one will be success, and it'll be a nice hero's journey for you.
Or it won't be, but we'll still learn a few things about how to automate this stuff. That's kind of the aim here. And I think the bigger play here is if all of this looks good, the idea is to scale this out to multiple funded accounts at the same time. So, if any one approach is working, the only real way to scale prop accounts is to open multiple funded accounts. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are attempting that kind of thing. So being able to do that through TradersPost, I think, is a really big deal.
I know someone who was manual trading and accidentally left an order on a loss 10 funded accounts.
Yikes.
Yikes.
I mean, so,
what was your cost, Mike? That cost to open the account?
Yeah. And that's actually what I wanted to bring up. The risk reward proposition on this is really different than trading itself, right? Like if I had opened a $50,000 futures account, I'd be down a couple $1,000s here. I hit my loss limit, I'm done. But that would be a $2,000 cost on my part, right? If it was just my own capital. But because I was opening an eval account through Top Step, my only cost is $49 for a $50,000 account. So I risked $49 for the chance of getting evaluated as a trader, and I lost this time around. And that's okay. I'll go back and give it another try. I'll try a different attempt. I'm now going to use the practice account to test out this automated strategy. We'll see how that plays out. But the real risk that was put on the line was that $49. So right now my expectancy is 49. As I move my way into the next account here, what you'll have the choice of is different price tiers with each of these prop firms. Usually it's like $100 or $150, and you get certain amount of capital with a certain amount of drawdown available in each account. And the risk reward proposition is that fixed cost of the account, but then I have the potential of making some percentage, some proportional amount of the profits generated in the account once I reach the profit target for that account. And that's obviously a pretty good asymmetric setup, right? Like as long as you're following the rules properly and you have something that's working consistently enough, then you're taking a lot less risk overall than if you exposed yourself to a futures account directly. And I find that pretty fascinating.